Hello, this is a lesson on adding 4-digit numbers. It's a continuation of the lesson on adding 3-digit numbers, which was done previously. So one difference with this is we're going to have, it's a little bit harder of numbers to add, and we're also going to add estimating to check our answers to make sure that they are correct. Okay, so to start, we're going to do this explore example. So I will read it and then you will pause the video and then try on your own. So it says people set up dominoes in patterns. So when one domino topples, the rest topple. And here's an example, just in case you haven't seen that before. There are 1,275 dominoes in one set. There are 2,168 dominoes in another set. How many dominoes are there altogether? Use what you know about adding 3-digit numbers to solve this problem. Show your work. So think back to the strategies that we used in the last lesson, either adding from left to right or adding from right to left, and see if you can figure out how many dominoes they had altogether. Pause the video now. Okay, so you should be finished this by now. And so we're going to, in both strategies, we write the larger number on top of the smaller number, put an equal line underneath, and put the adding symbol there. Okay, and then we are going to add, since in the last Explore I did adding from right to left, I'm going to show you adding from left to right now. Okay, so we're going to add this 2 and the 1 first. So same thing as before. We put zeros in all of the smaller place values and add 2 plus 1 is 3. Then we're going over to the next place value of the hundreds. That means tens and ones gets nothing for this. And we've got 2 plus 1 is 3. Then we've got 7 plus 6 in the tens place. So that means that ones place gets a 0 still. 7 plus 6 is 13. So the 1 goes over in the hundreds place. The 3 stays in the tens. And then we've got 8 plus 5. And that would be 13 again. I'm running out of space here, but we can do it because it's getting smaller. And then we add all of those together. Now the beauty of this is we're adding a lot of zeros to numbers, which is super easy. So this one is 3, 4, 4, and 3. I'm just going to put that over here in a sentence. There are 3,443 dominoes. So make sure that you have this answer written down if you did not get it on your own. Now connect. You can use the same strategies, as I said, to add 4-digit numbers as you did with 3-digit numbers. There's just one extra digit to add, and it's basically the same thing. Okay, so if you got 3-digit numbers easily, then 4-digit numbers are going to be probably a breeze for you. If it helps on your graph paper, sometimes it helps. So let's imagine this is graph paper here. If it helps, you could put each number in a square so that it's definitely lined up. Right? That's kind of hard to see. It's probably no better. But that's something that you should practice when adding and subtracting, just to keep your place values lined up. Okay, so let's see. This is adding from left to right. So this is the left and that's the right. So we're going to see the same strategy that I showed you before. And I'm just going to make this easier on myself and put some smaller squares because I'm going to run low. Okay, so we're looking over here. We've got 7 plus 3, and that's going to give us 10. We are not allowed to put anything in the place values on this side of it, so 1 goes here, 0 goes there. Then we're going to go into the hundreds. That means this place and this place gets zeros. And then 8 plus 2 is 10, so the 1 goes here, the 0 goes there. Next up, we've got 4 plus 1 in the tens place. That means 0 gets nothing, and tens place gets 5. And then we can move on to the ones place, which we've got 4 plus 3, that is 7. Then we add all of those together. So we've got 7 here, 5, 0, 1, 1. So our answer then is 11,057. Okay, and then adding from right to left, that was the other way that we've done, and I'll show you, oops. show you graph paper if I can figure this out. Alright. So, again, we're writing down the number 72143843. And then we're going to start on this side and add. Oh, you can't see me. There we go. So we've got 4 plus 3, that's 7. We've got 4 plus 1, that's 5. We've got 8 plus 2, that's 10. I know we've already added these together, but see how the strategy is different. 10, so the 1 goes up in the next place value, the 0 goes here. 7, and then plus 1 equals 8, plus 3 equals 11. So that goes there, so 1,157. Okay, so that's the strategies again. We've looked at these though when we did 3-digit adding. Okay, so we're going to look at some examples. And so what you need to do is just pause the video and then use the strategy left to right here and the strategy right to left here. And then if you remember how to estimate and you think you can, then also try that. If not, I'll show you for this one and then you can try on this one. Okay, so pause the video and add these two using the strategy that it says. Okay, so you should be finished. This one we're going left to right, so that side to this side. And that was fun, wasn't it? Okay, so we've got 7 plus 2. There's going to be zeros in all the lower place values. 7 plus 2 is 9. Then we go into the hundreds place values. There's zeros in the tens and the ones. 9 plus 8 is 17. So we put it like that. Then we're going into the tens. That means the ones gets a 0. And we've got 3 plus 2, that's 5. And then we've got 8 plus 5. So that gives us 13. And we put it like that. And then we add everything together. So we've got a 3, a 6, a 7, and a 10. Okay, if you have not done the estimation and you're not sure what to do, then I will show you. So remember that's rounding. And we are going to round just to the closest 100, how about, for each number, and then add that together. So we've got 7, or we've got an 8, we have a 3 next door. That means that it's 4 or less, and we let it rest. So we end up with 7,800. And then we've got 2,900 with a 2 next to the 9. That means that it rests again. The 2 does not bump the 9 up. So we've got this. And then there, we put estimate there. And then we add it together. So we've got 0, 0, 9 plus 8 is 17, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we compare. So 10,700 is really close to 10,763. So that tells me that my answer must be reasonable because my estimation is close to the real answer. Okay, if you have not estimated on this question, please pause the video and do so now and then play again. And if you have done the estimation, then let's continue on. Okay, so this one wants us to use right to left. So we've got 5,625 and 1,433. Notice how I always try to leave space ahead above the numbers when I'm using right to left strategy because I might have to carry over. And I want to be able to see those numbers. Okay, so we start on this side then. So 5 plus 3 is 8. 2 plus 3 is 5. 4 plus 6 is 10. And 5 plus 1 plus another 1 is 7. So 7,058. Let's estimate to check and make sure that this is a reasonable answer. So we're going to again round to the nearest hundreds. And so we look at the 6, we look right next door. This 2 is 4 or less, so we let the 6 rest, and it stays at the 5,600. And then we look at the 4 here, and again we've got 3 is 4 or less, so we let the 4 rest, and we stay with 1,400. and then we add these together. 6 plus 4 is 10, and then 5, 6, 7. So 7,000 is awfully close to 7,058. That tells me that my answer that I got here is reasonable. Okay, your assignment is on page 57 and 58, and it is numbers 1 to 5.